Hey everyone, welcome back to The Casual Puzzler. My name is Emily. As you know, I'm still struggling my voice, but I wanted to film this video. It's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to film it for a couple weeks, but as you guys know, my voice has been on and off, and so I just wanted to film this while my voice is somewhat here, so I apologize for the raspiness. But we are going into the Soonness gradient puzzles. Now, I have done a video about Soonness before when they originally launched with their Marine Life and Forest Life collection, and they have since branched out to more puzzles. They have Arctic Life, they have these gradient puzzles, and then I have started featuring other artists with really small collections. What I really have been liking about this puzzle company is that they're not like mass producing. They're doing small curated collections with artists, and they are a bit on the pricier side for those puzzles, but I feel like the quality that you're getting is great. I am going to show you these gradient puzzles today. Two I did off camera, one I did on camera just so you can see it. But I have a lot of thoughts and opinions about these puzzles. So let me show you the puzzle that I did with the overhead footage so you can see it in action. And then when I come back, I'll go into these puzzles. Here are the boxes for the 3 gradient puzzles. And as I've mentioned, I have already done these 2 off camera just because I wanted to get a feel for them and I didn't want to have an overhead shot footage of 3 puzzles. So this is what this one looks like. There is a border of it too. Hi, Oliver. I was just taking some photos with my little new setup, but it looks really pretty. I feel like this one may also be a little bit easier, especially since you can see like distinct lines. All right, I need to get going with this puzzle. All right, so here are the puzzle pieces. They are just like any other Soonness puzzle. They're 100% matte, which is really nice. Super bright and vibrant. I have noticed with the other versions, I didn't notice it too much when I did the Marine Life puzzle, but I think it's because there's just like a lot of things happening. These puzzles are called gradient therapy, and they are like really relaxing to do, and I can do them for like a couple hours, but then I seem to get bored a little bit. I just think that's gradient puzzles in general, not just these ones, but I do like that these ones are lighter. You know, they don't go on the dark spectrum, which for me is a plus because I don't do very well when the colors go deep. I can do them when they go light and fair, but not when they go deep. So I do like the color selection, and I'm excited to do this Jellybean. Now the whole border is pastel, and so I'm going to find all the pieces that have the piece like this, where it has a little bit of a, which has the line between the Jellybean and the border. So I'm going to be pulling those out, probably do that section first. And then go from there. But I'm going to try to do like a really good sort. I did that with Magic Box, and it made it really easy, or at least easier, because I had all the pieces together and I didn't have to go back in the box. So I'm going to take a pretty decent amount of time to sort the pieces, and then I'll do the puzzle. But I just want to let you know my strategy. And yeah, we're just going to get into this. All right, so I didn't do a very tedious sort. I just did all the pastels and the edges here. This is the outline of the Jellybean, and then we have all the bright colors, which look how fun this box is. It's so bright and colorful. I kind of want to wait to the end to do them as like a reward for getting through the pastels. So I am going to be doing this little section here first. Then I'll do the border and the pastels, and then I'll move into the bright colors. Now I'm sure in the pastels there are some other pieces for the Jellybean, but I just want to wait on these ones, and then I'll do like more of a sort at each point. Like I just don't have patience to sort pieces.
Being still if things are well. What facts belong, it's hard to say. Your pattern is so hard to tell. But we're together, that's our game. Round and round and round we go. The dance ain't over, I'm sure we're still the same. Love the ways you make us whole. Would you say if things ain't right? Look away, look away. What's really going on? What's really going on? Would you tell me, can't you say? What's really going on? What's really going on?
All right, here is the Jellybean, and the edges all done. It actually wasn't too bad. There was a little bit of section over here where I had a few pieces in the wrong place and had to, low-key, and I had to rearrange some things. Same with over here. So still an issue with this puzzle, but I mean, there's nothing I can go off of besides like the color and the shape of the piece. There's no other features. So again, that's why I probably didn't notice it in the marine life one, because there was just like a lot of stuff happening. This one definitely can see it being a nuisance, but we got, I feel like, the hard part done, and now we're moving into the colorful pieces. Again, here are all the pieces together, and they're just so bright and colorful. So I'll probably just like take out like one specific color, like yellow, and then pink and whatever, but like just take them out of the box versus doing like a whole other sort. I think that's just what I'll do. It's just more relaxing. I just hate sorting pieces, so that is my plan.
Down the bottom in the home, there's no sane ways, there's no explanations. I've got things I tend to moan. In these times, just please be patient. Be my shore, you be my home. Drag us out and build us up again. Put things right and let me go. No way of knowing if there's still time. Look away, what's really going on? What's really going on? Would you tell me, can't you say what's really going on? What's really going on? Look away, what's really going on? What's really going on? Would you tell me, can't you say what's really going on? What's really going on? Oh, look away and just look away. What would you say if things ain't right? Would you tell me, can't you say? Please just talk to me if things ain't fine. Look away, you just look away. What would you say if things ain't right? Would you tell me, can't you say? Please just talk to me if things ain't fine.
All right, I am back, and as you guys saw, I did the Jellybean puzzle of the puzzle collection. There are 3 here, which I have all 3, and they did send these to me, but it doesn't affect my review whatsoever. So let me just go through these by the order that I did them. So the first one I actually did was Sky Love, and this one is really tricky. So I think I started off with the hardest one by far, and that was probably one of the trickiest gradient puzzles that I've done, because unlike other gradient puzzles where you have just like one set of pink and one set of green and you can kind of see where the variations are going, this one has multiple sections with the same color. So it makes it pretty tricky, especially with like these oranges and the pinks especially. You can kind of get stuck of like which area is this really supposed to be going in, because you can't just go by the gradient of the puzzle. And I was hoping that there's going to be more differentiating pieces with these lines, but it really isn't. There's only just like a little tiny nub on some of the pieces, and if it's one that has like a straight edge, then you're not going to find the edge piece. So it was pretty tricky finding those lines. I thought it was going to be a lot easier than it was. This was definitely the hardest of the 3, and I will say this is the one that I had the most issues with fit. So on all of them, they all had some issues with fit where pieces would look like they would be in the exact right spot and they weren't, like to the point that it was completely surrounded by other pieces that fit in its spot, and there'd be like a whole section completely not correct. And so I definitely noticed it with this one, especially since I could have multiple areas with the same color. And I noticed it a ton up here. I had probably like I would say like 10 to 12 pieces in the wrong spot because they all pretty much fit together. Some areas I didn't have issues with, but this one I definitely noticed it with the most. So with this being already the hardest puzzle, plus I had issues with the fit on this particular one, I probably would not buy this one if I had gotten it myself. But I did it, and it does look beautiful in the end. I do like the end result, and I'm proud that I was able to do it. And I will say, it didn't take me too long. Like, even though it was trickier, I really, in this grand scheme of things, didn't take me too long. I did it over a couple days, just like a couple hours here and there. I think overall, maybe 7 hours. So, I mean, higher up there on my 1,000 pieces, but nothing extravagant. So, I mean, if you're new to gradient puzzles, I would say this one would definitely be the hardest one to do. But I liked it in the end, and it does look pretty, and it really photographs well. So I liked it. I just didn't love it. So just wanted to give you that. My favorite one was definitely Magic Box. Here is the box here. And I will say the boxes in general look really nice. I like that they're all the same size across the board with her puzzles. There's definitely a few others in her collections that I'm really eyeing, especially with these new collections with the different artists. I'm just so excited to see where the brand goes. But I just like how all the boxes are the same size. This one, since it is a matte box, it can get dirty pretty quickly. There's definitely some like marks from it just like being out on my table, you know, like just living. So I do have them a little bit dirty, but nothing like, it's just, I'm just going to keep these for a really long time. But anyways, I just like the sturdiness of the box. They do have the full picture. I'm not sure what I showed in that overhead footage, but it does have the full picture. I like that it includes like the actual size of the piece shape. And they are a Canadian-based brand, in case you're curious. They are designed and printed in Canada, so that's pretty cool. But anyways, Magic Box was definitely my favorite out of all three. It was challenging, not too crazy hard, and I did like that on this one, there is only one section of each particular color, so I didn't run into the same issues that I had with the Sky Love puzzle. Now, this one is missing a piece. 100% my fault, not theirs. I remember finding it because it fell on the floor, and I put it in my pocket, and then I remember putting it somewhere, but I don't know where that somewhere is. So it's somewhere in my house, and I know that I still have it. I just don't know where that one piece is. So I'll find it eventually. But this one, as you can see in the corner, is missing a piece. I really enjoyed this one a lot. It was super fun. I loved putting the box design together, and then I filled in the different sections, and it was really fun. It was pretty easy. Didn't have too many of these pastel colors around the edges, so I just really loved how vibrant this one was, and it was kind of sad to have a missing piece at the end, but again, I do know that I have it. I just don't know where I put it, so I do recommend this one a lot, and I really, really enjoyed this one. And finally, we have Jellybean. This one to me was the easiest of all three, and I did really enjoy this one as well. I think this is probably my second place one. The only reason I liked Magic Box more is I feel like it was a little trickier, so I did like the difficulty level of Magic Box more. I also just liked the design a little bit more, but this one was still really fun. So it's just very bright, very vibrant, and even though there was a ton of pastels, like, it really didn't take me too long. This one probably took me probably like 5.5 hours. Like, it wasn't a long puzzle at all. I did have a little bit of issues with fit around some of the pastel pieces on one of the corners. I think it was the corner that just slid off the puzzle. So that was the only section that I really had issues with the fit on this one. I didn't notice it too much on this one. I noticed it a little bit in Magic Box, but definitely noticed it more on Sky Love. And I don't think I ever noticed it in the other puzzle that I did from them, because I have done Marine Life before, and that one has just a lot of things happening, so you really can't like put a piece in the wrong spot because it didn't, you know, like, you knew it wouldn't work. But since we are going with the gradient and just going by the color, you can see that it's easy to get a piece in the wrong spot, especially if they fit pretty closely together. So noticed it the most on Sky Love, but it wasn't like a game changer. I still really liked these ones, and I could see myself getting more from the brand 100%. There's a few from her spring collection, which they're expensive, and right now I'm on a no buy, so I'm trying not to purchase them. And I know that she's having a lot of new collections coming up soon, and I'm expecting to buy a couple more from the brand. I just really love supporting the small women-owned companies, and I just have really enjoyed her stuff so far. And even though I did have some fit issues, like, I still enjoyed the puzzle in the end, so I'm really not too mad about it. So these ones are the ones from Soonness herself, because Soonness is one of the artists. Those ones are more affordable than the artist collections. So this one, I want to say they're around $29 or $35. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll leave her website down below. So if you are into puzzle content, I was also look into, they have a whole section for just puzzle creators. You'll see my name in there too. So if you love puzzle content, there's like a whole nice collection of people who are on socials that you can follow, which I really have been liking. That is it from me. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope my voice comes back soon. It's been a few weeks now. But yeah, that's it. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.